Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam. We have some exciting news. You know what that news is? Yes. Yes. Yes! The baby dam is now level 85. Welcome to the Beaver Dam update. Okay, so guys, we just hit level 85 in record time. So really quick, overall, so we worked on this account once per day. We did not go around. Yes, thank you for opening up Grand Arena for me. I appreciate it. But overall, we played this account once per day. That's all I had time for, so I only played once per day. I wasn't collecting energy or anything like that. Wasn't doing my refreshes, so this is just base level. You play once a day. How fast can you get to level 85? And the answer is 1 month and 10 days. And that is with just playing once per day. You really need to focus down those quests. Those quests give so many shards, so much XP. And I was ridiculously surprised how little we have for like characters and stuff at this point. Like, yeah, we already have another set of 25,000 XP that we can get. Not that we need it because we're now level 85. So we're going to have another Grand Arena in our stream. So come check out our Grand Arenas. It's going to be a fun time because we are definitely not prepared for Grand Arena. But the nice thing is, because we're level 85, we're getting a ton of crystals daily now. That those crystals do come real in handy. You do get a lot more crystals once you hit level 85. Another big thing that's super nice is we are going to be able to farm whatever the freak we want. So like Cantina battles, if you're looking at, you know, the very far end of Cantina battles, you have to hit level 83. And so that means to be able to get signal data, to be able to get, you know, Geonosian Brood Alpha for your guild, it takes a long time to get to there usually. But now with the new free-to-play changes, we can get there and we can start farming whatever we want very quickly. And I really appreciate that. Yes, maybe I'm getting to level 85 a little before my roster is ready. I say a little, very much so. Like in my other account and our other free-to-play account here, we'll pull it up right now. In the Beav Daddy free-to-play account, this is where our members choose where we go. Like by the time we hit level 85, we had a Gear 10 Phoenix Crex team with a Zeta on it. We had a Imperial Trooper team at this Gear 9 with 2 Zetas on it, and we had a Relic 5 Savage the day we turned level 85 with the Zeta and the Omicron. And so because of that long time period, we just had a lot of time to prepare. And so like we're still working on getting to the point where we can get Zetas on our free-to-play account. We're getting very close. Don't get me wrong, like we're within like probably a week or two of getting Zetas into the account and making sure we can do the Zeta event, but we're definitely not nearly in the same point that this account was in when it hit level 85 because they've sped up the process so much. And one of the biggest problems is obviously gear. We've talked about it a couple times, but that gear from level like Gear 4 over to Gear 8 is just really hard to push over that level. And then as soon as you start hitting that Gear 8, of course, you can start using your you start hitting these pieces that you can use your Raid 1 currency for. And that makes it insanely easy. It's because you can use those Raid 1 currency. But until you hit Gear 8, you're kind of just farming with regular energy, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. And that's basically what you spend the entire time doing. And so like you look at this roster and it's definitely not prepped for GAC. Like it just isn't. We have one team and that's basically it. We're gonna start working on trying to get our Geos up and, you know, getting a bounty hunter team up. We're gonna try and get some stuff into our roster. So I appreciate the extra crystals. I appreciate hitting level 85 already. I feel like Grand Arena is gonna be a bit of a pain, and I'm a little worried that new players are going to hit this point where they hit level 85, they jump into Grand Arena, they're introduced to this new game mode in Grand Arena, and they just do not have the stuff to play the game, honestly. That's kind of what I'm worried about, because like, yeah, I have, you know, I had crap defenses on my defense in my other account, but at least like I had stuff for defense, whereas this account, it doesn't even have stuff for offense. I don't even have one full team like ready to go. Like a Gear 10 Phoenix would go a long way. I have barely Gear 8 Phoenix right now, so I am a little worried about that. So keep that in mind as you guys are going, that you're going to hit level 85 really quickly, but you may have to put in some work before you can actually be viable. Now, that being said, the 2 months that I have before I would normally hit the, you know, level 85 with a new free-to-play account before the free-to-play changes, those 2 months I can farm anything that I want to farm. I can go for anyone that I want to go for. I can be getting more crystals each day, which means I can then funnel more crystals into my account overall. So just like overall, in 3 months time, when we hit that point where we would have hit level 85, we are going to have a ton in our roster. I think we might be behind on 1 or 2 things, but like overall, I think our teams are going to be much more spectacular. And so I'm actually really excited and really curious to see this account eclipse our other account. I think it really will. I honestly do. So, you know, overall, going through, it was a lot of fun to go through level 1 to level 85. I definitely learned that the new raid is terrible for new players, period. Like, there's just nothing that I can do in the new raid. Like, there's nothing I can do in the Sith Triumvirate raid. Obviously, I'm a low gear player, and with the free-to-play changes, you go up very slowly. If we were doing the Endor raid, I'd honestly be able to do more, just because the Endor raid is actually quite easy for early players. Because the Endor raid, you know, you're getting Imperial Troopers, you're getting Phoenix up. Both of those are Endor raid stuff, and then on top of that, it doesn't have a 7-star requirement, and so you can use them before they're 7-star, and so you can actually end up doing like a solid 200 to 500,000 extra stuff. Just in the Endor raid in general. So overall, I would highly suggest doing the Endor raid instead, if you can find a guild that's doing the Endor raid, just to get you the best rewards you can on the personal track. I don't know, do they take out the personal track in general when it comes to the new ones? I don't actually remember. Maybe in the new raids, if, like in the Endor raid, they no longer have the personal track, in which case just do whichever one's best for your guild. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time. Like, our highest geared character right now is our Darth Vader, which we're trying to push him up to relic level as fast as we can, just because I know we don't have teams. And so our first Zeta is going to go to Merciless Massacre, and we're going to have Darth Vader as our first relic character on our way towards, you know, Executor and Leia, because this is a Leia rush account. And so you'll see a mix of the requirements for Executor, mix for Leia, and then some assault battle teams in here. So I'm very excited to see where this goes, and one of the greatest feelings in this game right now, you cannot understand. I don't have time to play this account like at all. Hold on. I do not have time, guys. I've been doing so much the last couple of weeks. It's been the busiest season of the year for me for my work, and so I just have not had that much time to play each night, and it's been keeping me up at night in general, and I can finally sim. Oh, I can finally sim, guys. I don't even care. I'm not bothering with this. Oh my gosh, that feels so good, guys. Oh, you don't know how pleasurable that is, that how nice that feels to not have to go through that. Oh my gosh, that's gonna speed up our farms too, trying to get our bounty hunters up and running. Like, obviously we already have some good solid work into Grief Karga, into our Mandalorian. So honestly, our first couple of teams are probably going to be a boss bounty hunter team. You know, we got our Phoenix team, we got our Imperial Trooper team. We're gonna have a Vader solo. We'll be starting to work on our Geos very soon. So I'm looking forward to what we're doing with this account. I think there's a lot of potential once you hit that level 85. Yeah, I think I don't know how else to say it besides I think you hit it a little too early. So I think it's going to be vitally important for those of you who are new to the game. I want you to go through and make a squads tab and really get down what you're planning on working on first. And like, honestly, this was kind of just my go-to. I wanted to take a look and just, this is my overall characters I know I need to farm for the stuff that I'm working on. But I'm going to go through and make a new tab and arrange these in the ways that they're easiest to farm now that I've gone through level 1 to 85. But yeah, definitely going through and doing this I think is super, super important, because without knowing where you're going to be farming, you're going to be overwhelmed because you have so much going for you, and you could just push your way through. Like, obviously, I could have pushed my way through Cantina battles as fast as I could, just relying on my allies. You know, you always want to get those good allies that you can take advantage of. But the thing is, like, you know, in this first area we had you know, the Geonosian soldiers, so that way we can try and get the Zetas as fast as possible and get a 7-star character, so that way we can have raid materials as fast as possible. Part of our farming plan is getting this beautiful Gar Saxon up, and so we took the time to get him up. And so we can, you know, we can afford to take some time if we know what we're farming to, like, you know, stop in certain places and get some characters that we know are going to be helpful down the road. So it's going to be rough for you guys. I want you guys to really take a moment and plan. But overall, the fact that you can hit it in 1 month and 10 days, and that is just playing once a day. 1 month and 10 days is crazy compared to the 3 to 4 months or more if you're not playing very often. Like, it feels good, guys. It really does. You're gonna be playing catch up, but honestly, important thing to remember, you're gonna be competitive wherever you are. Yes, it might be rough when you first start in Carbonite, but even my free to play account is having fun and getting wins. Let's see, where is it? Beef Daddy. Like, we're still getting wins. Like, yes, we're in Carbonite 2, and so, like, we should be struggling. But, like, you know, we went up against this person right here, and you look at their roster, they have a lot more Gear 12s than us. They have 2.5 million GP. They threw all of their relic characters on defense. We were able to get through everything, and they couldn't even get through our Geonosians. And, you know how to mod, you know how to play the game, you're going to do great. You're going to do awesome things. So, I don't know. You're going to be able to have some fun wherever you are, honestly, as long as you learn the basic mechanics of the game. I'm super excited for the new free-to-play experience. I'm excited for the new players coming in, and I'm excited at the end of this month to make our free-to-play guide. I'm glad I made this account, so that way I can, you know, get a really good grasp on how I want to make a free-to-play account, because I'll be honest, going into this account, it's just really overwhelming how much they're giving you and how much you need to focus on that. Like, I didn't really have time to go out of my way to farm other characters. Like Cantina battles, sure, I'm not using my Cantina energy really for anything. But then, like, you know, regular energy, I'm like, oh, I need so much gear to be able to take these characters up. And if I take these characters up, I finish this quest and I get XP and then I level up. And so, like, it wasn't until, like, the mid-level 70s that I really got a grasp on what farms that I needed to start. And that's why my Imperial Troopers are so far behind right now. So, I'm not on this account, but on the other account, yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, like the Imperial Troopers, we're almost to having Piet, and, like, yeah. One step at a time, one step at a time. But I am curious what your guys' thoughts are on the free-to-play. I don't know how many of you have alt accounts, how many of you are new players, but this was just wild to me to see how long that it would take to get to level 85. And, like, with no additional playing besides once a day. Oh, just a little over a month. That's... I love it. I love it. Grand Arena is the reason that I play the game, and I'm so glad that people can get to the Grand Arena quickly. I'm so glad that we're going to have just a whole influx of players that can enjoy the game instead of being locked out. That was one of my biggest problems when I first started, was I started completely free to play. I never bought the Hyperdrive bundle, and it took me months upon months to get to level 85, and it was driving me nuts because my friends would all talk about, the ones who got me into the game were always like, you know, always talking about Grand Arena and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds so cool. The fact that people can hop right in and get to a good point and have all these shards, like, you look at this and, you know, I've got a 5-star Thrawn, I got a 5-star Boba Fett, almost a 6-star, we got Palpatine at 6 stars. You know, you can get a lot done even in the early game just because they give you so many shards. We're already at the point where we have a 6-star Ghost, we have a 5-star TIE Advanced, we have a 5-star TIE Bomber, a 5-star Slave 1. Like, I'm very impressed with the changes. I love it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these changes as well. And, you know, what you guys think about my idea of, I feel like it's almost a little too fast, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think it has its perks and it has its downsides. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more content for your alt accounts and free-to-play accounts, as well as for you new players, please do subscribe. It helps me out to get these videos out to the people who need to see them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.